Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Right here we have a tutorial on how to create a WordPress blog, and this is the actual blog we'll be creating, and I'm going to share with you how to do everything here, how to add everything right here. Every step will be included. I'll show you how to create your own logo for free, create something like that or better, how to create your menu, and I'll show you if you want a drop down menu how to do that too, how to add your social icons, adding a blog post, creating your sidebar, and adding content to your blog post, and what comes with the blog, such as related posts. It has two versions here, and you can pick which one you want, one that comes with the theme and one that comes with WordPress. Okay, and here's the home page, and you can have sliders if you want, or if you don't want sliders, you don't have to have them. This is how the home page looks, and this is a plugin we'll be using. This is the footer. I'll show you how to do that and easily add your copyright information and remove the WordPress info that's usually down there. The theme actually takes that away, and the theme that we're using is called the Brandon theme, and I'll show you more information about that in a few minutes. And of course, a link to the theme is in the description. So let's say one thing I want to show you is a different background. Um, this is just a plain background, but you can also add any kind of background you want. Let's try this one and select. I'll save the changes and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, and so you can add any type of background you want, and it'll change basically the feeling of the of the of your blog. Okay, let's see what it looks like on the blog page. So alright, so let's get started. The first thing that you're gonna need to do is get a domain name and hosting, and what I suggest for this is HostGator, and of course I have an affiliate link in the description. Please use that if you're going to build this blog, and it'll help the channel and it'll help me create more tutorials in the future. So definitely use that. And the process you go about to get your domain name and hosting is just go right here to web hosting, click right there, and I suggest either the Hatchling if you just want one website, but if you want unlimited websites, then this is the way to go. This is what I usually use, but either one, or if you want this one, either one will do. This is usually the best, so you can create multiple blogs and websites. So just do that, and if you need to purchase a domain and you don't have one, here you just I'll just put something that I know will be available. So there's $12.95 a year. If you register, you can unclick that, and that'll save you some money. And I usually go with 1 month, and then you fill out your username and a PIN and your payment information. I usually untick this, and the price would be around $24.90. You'd click I have read the terms and agreements, and you'd check out now. And so I'm going to pause and go over to the next page that you get once you check out now. So now I switch to a slideshow of the pages just to protect some of my personal information. A little bit is out of frame, but that's okay, and it's a little the quality is a little low, but that's okay. This portion It's just a quick walkthrough. And so you get this. The next page you'll go to your email, and you'll look for a couple of emails from HostGator, and you're looking for this one because right here it says your control panel. That's what you want, and it'll include your password and your username, etc. And so you'll use this information to log in into your control panel to get the process started. Next, once you log in, you'll see a page like this. Scroll down until you see software, and then click on quick install. The next page you'll see is this, and you want WordPress. Next, you'll see select domain for installation, and just select the domain that you just purchased. And this is just a slide showing you that I've done that. And then click on next. So you'll want to enter in a blog title, your admin username, first name, and your admin email. And so I've done that. Click install, and this is the page you'll see once you're installing WordPress, and it'll tell you WordPress is installing. Once WordPress is complete with the installation process, which takes about a minute or so, you get your username and passwords. These are very important. This is what you're going to use to log in into your WordPress website. And so just click login, and it'll take you there. Now if you click and you get like a blank page or a page that is telling you that it's not quite ready, that's fine. Wait a couple of hours or up to 24 hours before the process is complete. So now I logged in to my account, and this is the first thing you'll see. So now we're getting ready to get into the meat of things. So let's what I usually do is kind of clean things up a little bit. So I'm gonna X out of there because I don't want that. And what else? Let's see. I do not want the constant contact, so I'm going to X out of that. But if you want any of those things or need those things, of course, you're free to do so. It's telling me that my site is currently displaying a coming soon page, which is fine. I am going to show you what the website looks like right now, and this is what it looks like. So that's going to change drastically in a minute. And so next, I'm just going to dismiss all of that and kind of follow my own path. Now, I do use a few things from Jetpack, but it's not required. So let's move on. So the first thing, let's go get an overview of what everything is here, because if you're a total beginner, this probably looks confusing. So let's take out a little bit of confusion. Now Jetpack is just a bunch of extra plugins that you can have. I like it, and we'll go over that in a minute. But here you have your post. This is where you would upload your blog post, and you just add new, and then categories. You can add your categories for your blog post here. Media is where you would add images, audio, or PDFs, or any type of file that you want to include on your blog pages. Now pages are different from posts because they just have static information. Blog posts are ordered in a chronological order, and pages you can are for like your about pages, your contact page and stuff. So they're a little bit more static. Comments, this is where when you get a comment, if you enable comments, this is where you would find all of your comments. And this is some kind of plugin for forms. And then they have a marketplace, which I'll probably get rid of. Appearances, an important area for on the dashboard. This is where you manage your themes, your widgets, your menus, and the theme we add will be managing the theme from here as well. Plugins is another important area. where you add extra functionality to the site. Users is where you control who has access to your site. If you're working with a team, then you'll want to add them, and when they create blog posts, etc., it'll have their username under the blog post, and you can set permissions on how much access they get or how much access they do not get. So tools, this is where you would import and export different things. It's actually an area I've never used. So settings, we'll go through that in a little bit. You have your general, writing, reading, and basically I really leave these at default, but I will have to update the reading area and permalinks, and everything else will probably be the default. So now that we've gone over the dashboard, let's go and start creating our blog. So now we are going to add pages. So I'm just going to click pages, and I'm going to click out of that, and we have a sample page. I'm going to just trash that, and I want to add new. So I have about 5 pages that I want to add. So I'm just going to add them. I'm not going to add any content to the, well, actually I will. I will be using dummy content, so I will be adding content. So I like to start with the about page, and I'm just going to grab this goobly talk here and just add it for the sake of having text on the page. And publish. Now after I add pages, I will add a theme. The next page is terms of use, and I'll add the same gobbledygunk and publish. So I'm going to add another page, privacy policy, which is, these are just some of the normal pages you'd see on any blog, and I just wanted to make sure we had them. And another is blog. And I'm just going to leave that the way it is. And so let me check to see. I don't know if I added a contact page or not. I did not, so I'm just going to add a contact page and leave that as it is as well. So publish, and for the contact page, let's take a look. So I have to add the theme first. Okay. So the next thing I want to do, I'm going to go to appearance and go to themes. I'm going to show you how to install a premium theme, and let me give you a look at the theme we'll be using. Is the Brandon theme. It's $59. I have a link for it in the description if you want to get this to make this exact same website. And it's got a drag and drop Muffin builder. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it's a very unique way to build your pages, where your pages can include almost any type of design or column size, etc. You can add almost anything the way you want on these pages. So Muffin options, those are the added features that is really good. It comes with the revolution slider, and it comes with 3 layouts. So that's the theme, and you buy, and then we are going to download that. So to install a theme, you just go here and click upload. And so I'm going to click this again, upload theme. And now I have choose file. So I'm going to choose from my downloads, And here's the theme right here. I'm going to click that. Open. So there it is, and I'm going to click install now. It's a zip file that you want to leave. Do not unzip the file. So it's loading right now. And give that a few minutes to do what it has to do. Okay, so it says this theme has been installed successfully, so I'm going to activate it. Okay, and as you can see, I've got a lot of new stuff over here, and these little pin tags. That's the new stuff. And here's the theme. And let's take a look at the website now. So now it looks like this. So let's go back. I want to go back to the contact page. Let me see if I can find it. Let me pause for a minute and find that. Okay, I see I have to install it. So what I'm going to do is, before I do that, I'm going to go to categories, under pages, under posts, and add my categories. So I have about 6 categories, so I'm just going to add those. So grooming. By the way, the theme of this blog is a men's lifestyle blog, like for health, fitness, grooming, etc. So men's style, and then lifestyle, and gear. So those are my categories. And next we're going to add images. So let's go to media to add images. I like to add the images all at once because it makes it easier to do actually the tutorials. So let's go to add new. And it says drop files here or select files. So I'm going to select files, and here they are. And I'll make them bigger, easier to see. That's probably off the camera, but these are the images. So I'm just going to select them all and open. So this is going to take about 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm going to pause and let them upload, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the pictures all loaded up. If I can go to the library that I have, and this is what it has for me. Okay, let's move on to the next section, which is settings. So general settings, I'm going to leave them as they are, and this is what they kind of look like. And so what I will do, the next is writing, and I will leave them the same. And for the next, reading is what I'm going to be changing. Well, actually I'm going to leave that the same, but blog pages shown at most 4. So I want that to be 30. So that's basically per page how many blog posts on each page, I do believe. So I'm going to save that and save that there. And other thing, I will leave discussion. This is how you control comments. So that will be up to you how you want it. If you want to allow comments or you do not, these are pretty straightforward. So you can just go through that and decide what you want. Of course, they have a blacklist, so if anybody uses any words that you don't want, they cannot comment. And Let's see, attempt to notify any blogs linked to the article. I usually leave that as is. Allow people to post comments on new articles. I don't want comments to actually, so no comments here. Alright, let's go on to media. And I'm happy with that, with the sizes of the thumbnail. That's about right. And medium size, large size. So the pictures, when you upload a picture and you want to put it in your blog post, this kind of determines when you select the size of it, and you can leave it as the actual size. It will automatically scale them to what you want here. So I'm just going to leave that. The most important thing are permalinks, and the structure that I like the most here is right here. This one, I believe, it says it contains year, month, day. I don't want that, so I would just go with the post name. So what if you type at the end here, when you create a blog post, that will be the name, and it'll be easy to read, and it'll be good for SEO. So we covered settings. The next thing is to cover plugins. Now, when you're creating your website, you definitely can create it at any pace and any structure that you want. It doesn't have to be exactly this way. This just helps me. So here I'm going to start by dealing with this. It says begin installing plugins. So it wants, this is required for the Brandon theme. So I'm going to install it here. And I'm going to go here. I'm going to click where it says plugins to select both. And I'm going to click bulk actions and click install and click apply. Alright, installations have been completed. So I'm just going to go back to plugins. Where are they? Right here. Just click that. Oh, and there, I could have did it right there. And so what I'm going to do is start deleting some plugins as well, but let's activate that. Well, that's already activated. Activate slider revolution, but I'm not going to use slider revolution. I have a couple of more tutorials that pertain to this website and SEO coming in the future, but I'm just going to activate these plugins right now and click activate, apply. Okay, and I'm waiting for that to complete. Computer's going a little slow. So we've got those activated. Next, let's look at a few more plugins that are here, and I'm going to deactivate and delete. So the process you use to delete a plugin is first you have to deactivate it. So let's do that. And then next you delete it. So I'm going to take all of those that I deactivated. And go here and click delete and apply. Yes, I'm sure. And there, what do we have left here? We have Slider Revolution, Jetpack, Google Analytics. I'm actually going to get rid of that because it comes with the other plugin. It comes with the theme already. So, and I'm going to delete it. There. Okay. Now I want to add some plugins as well. Let's go to add new. And the plugin is just one I want to add is Easy Social Sharing by Theme Grail. So easy social sharing. And it's this one right here, so I'm just going to click install now and activate. Okay. Plugin activated. Okay. So where is it? So let's go to settings. And so it's inline and sidebar. These are the locations, which is fine by me. And custom screens enable to all screens. So I'm just going to leave everything default so I don't have to change anything. So let's go back to plugins. And contact settings. Contact form settings. Let's dismiss this. And I want to click edit and show you what's there. So this is what you see. And so next, all you have to do is copy this short code here. Oops. Copy. And I'm going to go to pages. And go to my contact form. And what I'm going to do is just copy paste that there. And my contact form will have all the information that it needs to work. So there we go. And here are the social buttons, etc. So we are definitely moving forward. Okay. Now that we have our pages complete and our plugins installed, let's add one more thing was Jetpack. Most people don't use that, so I'm not going to show you how to use it, but I am going to activate it. Let's see. So it's I have, and to set it up, you just use your WordPress.com account, which is different from this WordPress. So you'd have to go to WordPress.com and create an account. And I already have one, and it should be already available. So just hold on. I'm going to go through the process, and I'll be right back. Okay, I just clicked that green button, set it up, which is pretty straightforward, so anybody can do it. And I'm just going to start with free. Excuse me. Okay, Jetpack is ready to go. So it just gives me a few more features that I want. And mostly that's what I want, this site stats. That's it. So most people just use Google Analytics, so that's why nobody really uses it. So let's move on to menu design. So I'm going to go to Appearance and Menus. And we're going to start creating our menu. So the first thing you'll need to do is just click here and create a new menu and give it a name. And I usually call it primary menu and create menu here. Alright. Since this is my primary menu, I'm going to click main menu so that it has this form, and you decide what pages you want or categories or anything that you want in your menu. So what I want categories mostly. So I'm just going to click View All Categories, and I want gear, lifestyle, men's style, and grooming. And I'm going to add that to the menu. And the pages that I want is the about and contact. So I'm going to add that. So it's a lot of info, and I'm going to order the menus. So one thing I want to show you real quickly is if you want to create a drop down menu, you just drag that to the side and save. And what that'll look like on the website is right here. Let's refresh, and there, that's what it will look like. And you can change the colors here so you can see that a lot better. And then that. Okay, so let's put this back here. And this is about the correct. And if you want to reorder, you just drag and drop it and save. So let's make all the menus that we need. So I need a primary menu, I need footers. So that's what I'm going to make now. So since I'm using a 4-column footer, so I'm going to create 4 footer menus. So I'm just going to go footer 1 and create menu. So create new menu. And I'm going to name it footer 2, etc. So create new footer 3. And last, footer 4. Okay. So let's take a look at what we got. We've got gear, about. Let's start creating our footer. So let's make our way to widgets here. And as you can see, it's already populated your footer area 1, 2, and 3. And so I'm going to grab the navigation menu widget and drag it to the top. And in footer area 1, it says select menu, and I'm going to call that select footer 1, and the title I'm going to give it is about, and I'm going to save. So I'm going to do that again for each one. So navigation menu, and add that there. Just give it footer 2, and I'm going to call that support. And a couple more there. Footer 3, and I'm going to call that categories and save. And the last one will be for the social buttons. And so navigation menu there. I'm going to go that connect and select footer 4 and save. Okay, I'm going to go back to menus and fill those out. So footer 1, I want an about page, about, blog, and contact, and add that to the menu. And I want about first and the blog there, and save. Okay, now to select another menu, I'm just going to go here, click select, and this is the support section of the footer. So I'm going to just add these and add contact again and add to menu. So I want the terms of use up here, and then privacy, and save the menu. So footer 3, select, and I want this to be the categories. So I'm going to pick some categories, and I'll view all, and just add all of these that I want. I don't want uncategorized. Add them to the menu, and if I like the order, I might put this up there. Whatever you think is most popular, and then saves the menu. And then for footer 4, social icons, that's actually, I'm gonna go back to widgets. I could have did that the first time I was there, but I'm going to find social media icons by Jetpack, and here we go. I'm gonna add them to here, and I'm gonna keep that there. So I'll just do http://.com, and these are just if you're adding your just add your real accounts, and Instagram.com. I'm just using these as example. And Twitch. Okay, and save. Alright, let's kind of see what that looks like. See what we got going. So great, we have our, let's get rid of, what do we get? Let's get rid of social or connect. I think, yeah, social. I'll get rid of social. So let's get rid of social, and get rid of the, let's see what that looks like first before I get rid of it, because I might can get rid of that one widget. Yeah, that's fine. I'll keep that like that. Okay. So we are moving right along. So the next thing is to create our content for the blog. So let's go to post, and let's just click on that. And what I want to do, I'm going to trash that. And here's where we really get into the power of the theme. So let's look at the Brandon theme again and explore a bigger version of what you can do with it. So you saw the features, etc., and this is an example. This is a demo website for the Brandon theme. And like I mentioned earlier, I have it linked in the description. And these are all your social buttons, all the short codes, which is your page builder that you'll be using. You can use these on any page. So it makes the ability to have really dynamic pages, okay? And you can have a website, blog, whatever you want. You can have a dynamic footer, something like this. You can add. So I want to show you some of the page builder things. So let's go to like the video, what that looks like, what the columns. You can have a full width, 2 columns, 3 columns, third of a column, 4 column, etc. So any way you want. And there are these. And the way you use these is you just, these are how the buttons look. So I'm going to show you how to use most of this within the page builder, and I'll also show you that if you don't need it or you just want to create a simple page, how to shut it off and just use what WordPress has to offer. So let's do that right now. So the first thing is like add new, and we are going to create a blog post. So let's get my goobly gunk here and copy that, and I can add it right here. That's the normal place that you would add content. And let's add a title, a blog post title. Copy and add that there. So I'm going to pick a category, fitness, and set featured image. So I can set this featured image really easy because I already added the pictures. So let that load up. And this is the featured image here. And just set featured image. There we go. And now let's go to the page builder. So if I just publish right now, this is what it looks like. Let's refresh. Okay, this is what it looks like now. Let's go to the post that we just created. And this is what we've got. So let's keep that there. So now you have the option to hide the content. Hide the content from the WordPress editor. I have it off because I'm using it, but if you want to use the Muffin page builder, you would turn this on. So let's turn it on and update. And I believe it would take the text away. Yeah, it takes the text away. So now we can use, now we would use this. So to use the page builder here, you just click add section, and it adds a section of the page for you. Now you would add an item to this section, and that's where all the options come in that you can build your page with. So the cool thing is that if you wanted to add this content here, that you can just click on content and add it, but it can be this size where it's a fourth or one column, a third of a column, half column, 2/3, 3/4, and the full width. So let's update. And check out how that looks. So as you can see, we've got that full from the Muffin builder, Muffin page builder, which is a funny name. But let's add something else. Let's add another item. And let's say you wanted a feature box. So you can add that, and let's copy that. And so you have two feature boxes. And then you can browse. And we're just playing around here. And just showing you how to use the page builder. So yours doesn't have to look like that. You can make your blog post any way you want. And so you can add a link to this image and some content, a little bit of content. So let's put that right there. Copy. And add that there. And the link would be HTTP. Just any link. And open a new window. Yes. That's when someone clicks on the link that you're displaying there, you can have it open in that same page or open in another window. Usually it's more convenient to open in another window. So we got that, and so what I'm going to do is X that out and copy this so I don't have to do it again. Open it up. Let me update it. And refresh. And this is what the feature box looks like. So as you can build your page any way you want, and then that would take you to the link that you have it so you can see the potential that you have. And of course you can have a different picture there. You can get rid of those lines if you want. So show border, no, and save changes, and then update. Let's refresh, and it'll get rid of, well, it got rid of this line here, so you don't have all that stuff there. Oh yeah, I have to do it to the other one too. I forgot there were two. So you would do it to this one. And get rid of the line. Save changes. Alright, update. So you get the gist of that. So if you want something else, now the thing here, you can't add, like, you can't cut this up so it'd be a huge chunk of text. So that's why I said you would probably want to use, you can use a visual editor, which is similar to that. So let's try that. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Make it full if you want, and then you can add text. But I find using this a little bit harder, but let's give it a try. And copy, and just enter that and save changes. Update. And of course, if you are building this site and you have questions, definitely leave them in a comment, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. So as you can see, that's how you can add more text and just build the page as you need it. So let's go back, and to help me stay organized, I like, if I'm building a lot on a page, I'll just add another section, and it just gives me another of those, and add more items to the page. So another thing you can add, you have latest post, you can add a form, videos, maps, etc. I encourage you to simply experiment with the Muffin page builder. It's real easy to use as long as you know how to use it, and those are the basics of using it, so you are fully prepared. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a few more blog posts. I won't add them all because I have the other website as completed, and we can look at that as an example here of what the end product is, so we don't have to go through all of this. I'm going to make the same exact website. So let's move on to the next thing, and that would be sliders. So let's make our way to the Muffin slider, and you would add new. I'll give it a name, slider 1, and set featured image. Now the size that you want for your slider, the best size I found is 1200 pixels by 480 pixels is really good size for your sliders. Otherwise you'll get wonky looking, they won't fit within this within the box. So let's set an image. I already have one prepared. I believe is this one right here. Yeah, 1200 by 480. Or let's see, do I have another one? It might be this one, yes. So let's make that the first one. And add a little text there. So let's add this. Copy, and I'll add it here. And the text for this, let's use this line here. And this will be smaller text than this one on the thing. And if you have a link that you want the slider to go to, add that, and I'll just use YouTube. And here you have a dark background. If it's a dark background, then it will have white text, and if it's a light background, which it will have black text. So I'm going to use dark background and publish. Okay. So let's add one more slider. Slider 2. And add another picture. And that would be this one. And the last thing here. And let's use this right here. I don't know if it's the same that I just used, but let's do that. And YouTube, and make it a dark background, so publish. And these won't show up just yet. You have to go to the actual page that it's supposed to show up on, and then allow that to go. Let's see if I'm let's go to the home page. Yeah, it's not showing up here yet, but we'll get that on there. That's going to be a good process. Okay. Now the next thing we need is a logo. So I'm going to go to Canva, to Canva, CANV as in Victor, A.com, to design it. So I'll be inside of Canva when I get back. So I'm in Canva, and I'm going to design the logo for the website. So here I'm going to go and call it Minnow, and it's at 42. I'll go 56. I'm going to change the font, and you can use this if you want, or anything that you really like. I believe that's, yeah. So let me make that. So the color of the color scheme is gray, and it's 2E, 2E, 2E is the gray that I'm using. So let's make kind of like a border here, and that's about right. So I'm just going to download it as a JPEG, and then I'm going to use Paint of all things to kind of clean it up. So here we go here, and let's use Paint. Where is it? Pictures. Should be in Downloads. Where did it go? Oh wait, I pushed the wrong button. Open. Okay, so I'm going to kind of cut that out. Crop and save it like that. And so, and now that I have my logo, I'm going to create a favicon, and the favicon is 512 by 512, and I'll go back into Canva to do that. Wait just a minute. Okay, we're back in Canva, and we're going to try to create some kind of icon for the site. So let's look for mustache. Okay, let's do, these are kind of hipster, so yeah, why not? No. Let's go with this, I guess, or so we'll use this as our favicon. And in this case, I'm going to download it as with a transparent background. Download, and then that'll be what shows up in our when people look at the page. Okay, so kind of got lost there. So now let's go into the brand and theme and start putting the website together bit by bit. And you start out here, and we have general settings. So responsive, you want to keep that on. Built-in SEO fields, yes, we want that. The meta description, you can add anything you want, so I'm just going to say men's lifestyle magazine, and I'm just leave that there. So sidebars, I want one on, I'm just going to call it sidebar X, and have it and add it sidebar X. I want the sidebars on the right side, and it says, I'm just going to save changes. That's all you need there. So for blog, I want 3 or 4 columns. In posts per page, I want 30 or 25, something like that. Okay, I'm going to leave it at 3 columns, just like the other. Read more is fine. Show post meta, I'm going to take that off, but I do want the author box and the related post and pagination. Blog page, I'm going to set to blog and save changes. Okay. So the next section is portfolio. We're not going to be showing a portfolio, but you can adjust this if you need one. Moving on, we'll be going to the layout, and you have the option of using the 960 pix grid, but we'll just leave things the way they are using the boxed width. I'll show you how full width looks. Save changes, and if you refresh, and that's how full width would look. So you have a choice of either that, and let's save the changes here. So now I'm going to add the background image, and the image I use either this one or that one. I'm going to start with that one and kind of go with that. Of course, you can use anything that you want. And the image position I'm going to put with center repeat, so it can continuously, if you have a very long page, you have that background image follow that. And the favicon, let's upload that. Select, I believe it was a mustache. Okay, here, add that and select that there, and the copyright info, I can add that copy. You can just find that on any page. And let's put Minnow here. Copyright 2018 Minnow. And save changes. And so the way I have the screen recorder, you can't see where the favicon is, but let's check and see how things look now. And so we've got our background, we've got our post, and we've got all this other stuff. And you can't see that, but that's where the copyright notice is, and it states the what we put here. So let's move right on. Let's go to the header. So a sticky header, that's when this kind of stays with you. And so I particularly don't like that. Some people do, whatever you think your audience would like, but I'm going to turn it off. The clean menu style is when you want to get rid of that block of color right here. You can get rid of that and just have where it just says your menu in here, but you would have to change the text to black so it would show up. But we're going to keep that here for this particular tutorial. So let's add the logo that we created, and right here, and it's 217 by 115, which is fine. It's kind of small. The size, you can experiment if you want, but this is what about 200 by 100 or so looks like. So we've got that there. And I don't add that header contact text, so let's find something. So we'll just put that there, copy, and the phone number 000. There, the email is email@gmail.com, just anything, and I leave that as the default and save changes. And that adds the info right up here. So you can add your phone if you want people to call you, and the email address if you want them to contact you with. Just be wary of spam. Now let's add some social icons. They will show up here. So let's add those. HTTP Facebook, it already knows. HTTP google.com, it's doing it for me. Twitter, let's see, YouTube, HTTP, there we go. What else we got? Let's do Pinterest. I didn't do that on the other one. Pinterest.com, and then you just add your you would add your account name, of course, and let's save that there. And here they are. And I am going to change the color scheme for the entire site to match that. So let's go to colors, which is next. And so the theme scan is custom, but you can have it where everything is already preset, but we want it a certain way. So let's go to menus, and let's start. So the menu background, which is this right here, not that, but this. So let's change that to 2E, 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 2E. And the menu link color, I will leave it the same. The menu hover link, let's save this and I'll show you what that is. And these can be really confusing. It took me a while to learn what they were, but the menu hover link, and I still don't know completely, is this color behind there, I do believe. So let's change that to, let's see, make sure that's custom. Yep, custom. And menu background Did I get that wrong? So let's do a lighter gray here. Menu link color. And let's see. Or did I refresh? There we go. So now we've got it. So it looks really dark. So menu hover link color, sub menu background. That's when you have a drop down menu and it was white. So you might want to change that, but I don't have a drop down menu here. These are all for the sub menus. Widget muffin menu link color. Widget muffin menu hover link color, and I have no idea where that particular is. So let's go on to the next. So we've got the header. This is where we deal with the social, these buttons, and so it says add-ons, text color, social icon, background. So that would be here. And let me check the, so I gave that a lighter color. So let's, well here, let's do this right here. Ooh, no, not that. How about that? Save changes. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, okay. And we'll fix the social icon color. So the actual color, I'm going to have it as white. And the hover color, I'm just going to pick maybe red. So it was kind of stand out. On the other one, it's green. So when you click on it, it turns red. So subheader, background, page title color. So breadcrumb color, I'm going to change to 2E. So, and I'll show you where those, in the vertical slider thing, I'm going to change to 2E as well. And I'll show you where these are momentarily. The vertical slider active pager is just the little button on the slider that you'll see. Here, I'll show you here. This right here. And the breadcrumbs when you, this right here. So I made them 2E. Gray, which is gray. So let's go on to content, the colors for the content, and we are almost complete. Text color is fine. Link color, it could be a little bit more red there. What is this for? Content. Let me see what I'm thinking it's the, yeah, just a link. I do want it to be red. Okay, everything else, bold note color, photo border, you can have that white and save changes. And as you can see, the border around it changed white so it matches the page, or you can make it sort of like your site colors. Let's go 2E, and see if you like that. Whatever colors you decide for your website. And then you can have that right there. So let's go back to the home page. Okay. So, submit button. I'm going to make that 2E as well. So it can match the site, 2E. Okay. Okay, the bold note color is going to be 5E. 5E, 5E, 5E. Okay, link color, something like that is fine. And photo border. So, took care of that. So the next thing is the footer colors. Let's take care of that. So, again, I wanted to match the site, 2E, 2E, 2E. And you would have it match yours. The text color is going to be white, I do believe. And this is the footer, colors of the footer. So, let me see how that works. Okay. Link color, that's fine. Let's kind of make it. And link cover color, heading color. Make it match the site. Widget title oh, excuse me. Icon color. Note color, photo border is going to be white. Okay, let me check the. Alright. So, yeah, I will. Wait, let me see. Link color, let's make that. Let's try dark. And see what that looks like. Okay. Can barely see it, but I can change the background. And the icons change as well. Okay. Now, these are all already gray, and these are not in use at all. So, for the fonts, I'm going to leave them as they are. This font size, I will leave them as they are, but as you can change them however you want. There's quite a few you can play around with. So one thing I want to show you, I paused the recording to add the slider to the home page, was that I had to go to settings and reading and make the click a static page, and then when I did that, select blog and then press click save changes, and that added this to there. But I also had to go back and make it the latest post again. And so remember that to get that on there. It's kind of like a glitch in the theme or whatever, but that's what I had to do. And so now that's pretty much it for the tutorial. That's all you have to do. Now the only thing you need to do is add your content, and we can head over to this particular this one pixel demo to look at how that would possibly look like. Oh, and did I make sure I have the sidebar? That's one thing. No, I do not. So let's add the sidebar to this page. So I'm going to edit post. And pick your right side and sidebar X. Okay, so let's update. Now let's go to widgets, appearance, and widgets. and we have this sidebar X thing here now. So now I can just build the sidebar what I want on it. And I want categories. So that's done. And let's see what else we can add on here. Let's recent post. And where is that? Okay, here we go. Muffin recent post. And of course it works just like any. Let's go. Just leave that way. So I can close it up. And it should be on the site. Should be on the site. Let's see. See on the blog post. And here it is. And of course on site I completed, this is what it would look like with multiple blog posts. Now I feel like I should show you a little bit more on how to create the blog post. So let's do that. Let's go to the post that we have. And let's look at it. So we have just this picture and we added that. Let's see, I will show you how to add a picture maybe in there. So let's do that. So let's go edit. And if you want to add a picture, just go add item, image, and decide on the size of the image. And then click this edit here. And then browse. And then you can add a picture within the blog post. And if you want to link out or anything like that, you can. So I'm going to save and update, and we'll see what that looks like using the Muffin page builder. So let's refresh. We've got that, and now we have the image. So it's very easy to use. Of course, if you have any questions whatsoever, let me know. Here are the sliders. You know how to change the background, you know how to add your plugins, how to add a blog post. You know that you can build a page, almost anything on the blog post, so you can compete in any niche, build any type of page you want. Let's go to this particular and show you some examples of what else you can do with the brand and theme. And which is pretty much limitless. All of that is available within right here. Right here, all of that is available right there. You just add it and you're done. So that will conclude this tutorial. As like I mentioned before, any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll be happy to help you. If you need the hosting or the theme, the WordPress theme, that's available for you as well in the description. And if you want to skip around, there are timestamps that will allow you to skip around. You can watch a little bit, come back, watch a little bit more to build your website. And so when you do build your website, I would love to see what you built. Definitely leave a link to your website in the comments, or send it to me on Twitter, which is at PixelTuts. You can direct message, or just let me know that you want me to see what you built, and that would be great. So take care, everybody. I've got some more information on how to do SEO for WordPress and other themes coming your
The clouds at night was born to fight.